All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the New York Giants. If you're paying attention to the NFL right now, there is a ton of drama going on with the running back market. And unfortunately for the Giants, Saquon Barkley could potentially sit out all the way to week 1 of the regular season. He was on a podcast recently, the Money Matters podcast, and he said this quote: "My leverage is I could say F you to the Giants. I could say F you to my teammates." Obviously, he doesn't want to do that, but he followed up the quote with and be like, "You want me to show you my worth? You want me to show you how valuable I am to the team? I won't show up. I won't play it down." And that's a play I could use. So it's just unideal for Giants team, the Giants as a team, the Giants fans, the running backs across the NFL market, but specifically in relation to the New York Giants. Without Saquon Barkley, I very, very worry about Daniel Jones. All right. With Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones has a completion percentage of 64.7. Without Barkley, 62.5. So not too bad there. Touchdown interception ratio with Barkley, Daniel Jones is 44 touchdowns to just 17 interceptions. Without Barkley, only 16 touchdowns and a whopping 17 interceptions. Then the passer rating with Barkley, 91.4. Without Barkley, 77.3. So extremely unideal for the Giants. And that's what we're going to talk about in tonight's video. But before we do, if you guys enjoy it, hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. I post a couple of Giants videos every single week. If we could try and get this video to 250 likes, that would mean the world to me. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this tweet. It's all over Twitter right now. It has like 22 million views, and it was from Matt Miller, who's an NFL draft scout. And this is the tweet. "Been saying it for years. Number 1, draft a running back. Number 2, play the running back. If he's good, number 3, franchise tag the running back one time, and then draft a running back." So typically I would agree with a statement like this. I definitely would not say running backs are worthless or useless or anything in that regard. I fully agree with the statement where it's like, unless your quarterback's Patrick Mahomes or like Joe Burrow, you need a running back. And the Giants have a superstar stud in Saquon Barkley, who just had a great season. All right. He made a Pro Bowl. He made a All-Pro team, or I'm pretty sure he made an All-Pro team, or he was at least in the running for an All-Pro team. Last season, 1,650 yards from scrimmage. He had a career high in rushing yards at 1,312. He also had 10 touchdowns, receiving 57 catches, 338 yards. So as far as like yards for scrimmage, it was his second best year by far outside of his rookie year back in 2018. So like I said, I would typically not be opposed to a statement where, you know, if you have a good running back, franchise tag him and then cut him loose, draft a running back. But not in Saquon Barkley's case. For example, when we take a look at the New York Giants running back depth chart, well, in the 5th round this past year, they selected Eric Ray, who's a running back out of Oklahoma. He can run the ball, he can catch the ball, he can block. When scouts evaluated this draft pick, it was almost like, or even just before he got drafted, it was very, very hard to find a flaw. I don't have many flaws when looking at a guy like Eric Ray, but you know, he's a rookie drafted in the 5th round. You're better off with Saquon Barkley. You're better off paying Saquon Barkley, even if it's an unideal contract, than going with Eric Ray for this upcoming season. Now, long term, you know, who knows? Maybe by the time Saquon's next contract is up, Eric Ray is, you know, that guy. But, you know, like I said, like, you know, if we were betting right now, I'd really want Saquon Barkley. The stats don't lie, and Daniel Jones without Barkley is just, those are some horrid stats. So, you know, obviously, in retrospect, for the Giants situation, it would have rather made a lot more sense to pay Saquon Barkley and then franchise tag Daniel Jones, because you can only franchise tag one player each year, and the Giants went with a franchise tag to Saquon Barkley. So, you know, it's tough. The running back unit right now is tough. And I understand fully, especially like from a player standpoint, I can 100% understand where Saquon Barkley is going at. It reminds me so much of Le'Veon Bell, and there's countless examples of running backs who were great in their rookie contract. They get extended, and then they either just can't stay healthy, or the production just isn't nearly as much as what they used to do. Like the number one example that comes to my mind is Ezekiel Elliott, right? Just like, literally got cut. He got extended and then a few years later cut. Todd Gurley, good example of injuries. It's tough. Le'Veon Bell, we all remember Le'Veon Bell. He sat out the entire 2018 regular season under the Pittsburgh Steelers. He ended up getting a decent contract in that next offseason from the New York Jets, $52.5 million for 4 years, but that was less money than the Steelers offered him in that offseason. They offered him like $70 million. So it's tough. But for the Giants specific situation, you have to pay Saquon Barkley, man. You just have to pay Saquon Barkley. If we had maybe a younger Daniel Jones or an already, if Daniel Jones had is coming off 2 good seasons, maybe we have a different situation going on here, but Saquon is so important. He's an integral piece for this Giants offense. Now, to me, I think 100% Saquon Barkley will be back with the New York Giants this upcoming season. And honestly, at the end of the day, that's all that really matters for me. It's just, it's not a great look for the franchise. Some players could get upset, take Saquon's side. So things could get a little bit dicey. But at the end of the day, if all this drama goes away, snap the fingers, Saquon, Giants, work out an extension, they work out a new contract, whatever it is, well, then I have no more worries. I have no worries about the New York Giants, but Saquon is extremely important to this team, and especially for the Giants coming off a playoff victory, 9-7-1. They got started red hot. They had a nice schedule to start off the season. Towards the later half, they started losing some close games, but 9-7-1, you're going to take a playoff appearance in that division, the loaded division of the NFC East. And you're also going to take a playoff win against the 13-win Minnesota Vikings team. Like, regardless of your opinions on if Kirk Cousins is a fraud, if the Minnesota Vikings are fraud, they were a good team last season. They got lucky, whatever it is. The Giants still beat them. And they beat them pretty handily in the first wild card game. So you want to build off that momentum, right? Going into camps, I don't want kind of the vibe or like the news circulation right now with my organization, with my team, being a contract dispute with my star running back, my star player, as opposed to what it should be, where it's like, guys, we just won a playoff game. Everybody counted us out when the season started. Nobody anticipated us to win 9 games. People didn't even expect us to win 7+ games, to be even close to 500. We did. We won a playoff game. You want to build that momentum. You want to go into camps feeling that way. So I really hope that this dispute is figured out as soon as possible. But as you guys know, if you've been following around the league, I mean, there's disputes going on right now with all over the place. Austin Eckler. Unfortunately, Justin Herbert, Daniel Jones, not quite on the same skill level at this current point. The Chargers are better off without a guy like Eckler. They don't need Eckler for Justin Herbert to succeed. But Daniel Jones definitely needs a guy like Saquon Barkley to succeed for the time being. So hit that like button, hit that sub button. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this Saquon Barkley situation. As always, hit that like button, hit that sub button. If you guys want more Giants content, let me know down below.